Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 21 in the book of 2 Timothy in Be With Me. We're in chapter 4, near the end of 2 Timothy, and we find that Paul is on his way out. I'm going to call today, the nice title today is Loving His Appearing. And then my snarky title is Crowning Knuckleheads with Righteousness. We're going to find out that God is in the giving righteousness business, and that those who love his coming now, which is his coming with righteousness, are going to, in the end, get a crown of righteousness. For those who love God with us, the result is us with God. There's so much to love about his appearing that we're going to have a similar gift in heaven when we get crowned with his righteousness. All right, so here's the context. Is Paul is on his way out. He's being poured out as a drink offering. He says in 4:7 from 2 Timothy, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And then he says, henceforth there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And then he answers the question, well, who else? And not only to me, but to all who have loved his appearing. All right, so yesterday we talked about being close to this end that Paul is in. We get closer to it every day. And then Paul's going to ask, hey, do you love God? Do you love to be with God? Are you glad that he came? Are you glad that you were bathed in righteousness? Are you glad for the moments after your rescue? And are you glad for a relationship with the rescuer, the teacher, the miracle worker? And the quality that we're going to be looking for today is loving his appearing now, and then similarly in the end. So Paul gets at the end of his race this crown of righteousness. Let me make one point about this, that he did not generate this crown. He did not, this is not Paul's righteousness we're talking about. The righteousness comes as an award, as a gift, as a product from God. It's way above Paul's pay grade. The righteous judge, the awarder, had to give it to him. So Paul is finishing a race, and the faithful Lord awarder is going to cause this to happen. He's the giving agent. It's a recompense from a king. It means to be put into right relationship with God. This righteousness means to be put in right relationship with God. And it's not a new goal. Essentially, every page of the Bible is about this. It's about establishing and figuring out who God is and getting a relationship with him. We've been kind of waiting for this for our whole time. And then the second point about crowns, it says it's a righteous crown. I love the title of the music group, Casting Crowns, because if you read the book of Revelation over and over and over, everybody who's given a crown in the book of Revelation keeps throwing it back at God. And I just love that picture. We're going to get to that as we get to Revelation. All right, so wow. So the question that I think merits asking for all us B-team Christians is this just Paul that gets this, the A1 faithful, marquee Christian, maybe of all time? Is he the one that gets this? He says, no. He says that God is going to award this crown of righteousness, not only to me, but also to all, a whole bunch of Christians, or all Christians. And then the criteria is those who loved his appearing, those who cherished Jesus coming into view with his righteousness, by the way, and have this affection for the intervention of God and prize that Emmanuel, that God is with us. So those who love this rescue, what is it about the Emmanuel, the coming of God, that we should be paying attention to or we should appreciating? Well, really high on the list is that God is rescuing us. He is bringing a righteousness to knuckleheads. He's bringing righteousness to the unrighteous. He's covering our sinfulness with his righteousness. And of interest, so that's what he's doing here now on this planet currently. And of interest, this is the crown that we get in the end. It's kind of consistent. So do you love that God has come with a cloak of righteousness, because guess what? In the end, that's kind of what you're going to get anyway. So those who love his coming with righteousness get a crown of righteousness. Let me say that again. Those who love his coming with righteousness, love his appearing, get a crown of righteousness. So for those who love God with us, the result is us with the Lord. What is the Lord doing? What is he active doing here? He's giving righteousness. And is that a surprise? Is that a new thing? Absolutely not. God is in the giving righteousness business. So Abraham got righteousness credited to him, says this in Romans 4:3. And Paul here now gets righteousness credited or crowned to him. So there's a lot to love about his appearing. And one thing that I would like to emphasize today is what should we love about God's appearing? We should love his righteousness, that he comes and rescues us, covers our sin with his righteousness. Why should we love that about his appearing? Well, because when we appear in heaven, we're going to get the same thing. We're going to get credited and covered with that righteousness kind of again, or maybe in its completion. So the same thing we're going to love about God's appearing 2,000 years ago is the same thing we're going to love about God when we get to heaven. So the charge today is to love his appearing. Love what? Love his rescue. Love that he crowns or covers knuckleheads with righteousness. And he does it both on this planet, and he's going to do it in heaven. Those who love his coming are going to get, those who love his coming with righteousness are going to get a crown of righteousness. For those who love God with us, the result is us with God. God is in the righteousness. So today, let's be one who loves his appearing now, which is bringing righteousness to knuckleheads, because we're going to love it in the future as he crowns us with righteousness. Thanks for listening.